Hi, I'm Steve Bartlett. I'm 5'9". My aviation background is that I've been a licensed pilot for over 30 years with an instrument rating. I'm also an aerospace professional with a master's degree in aerospace engineering. I am not currently a drone pilot. Greetings and welcome to Drone 101. I'm your host, Steve Bartlett. Today we'll be giving you the background of unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS regulations, the new drone rules under Part 107, and the Part 107 eligibility and requirements. First, some background of UAS regulation. Under the former UAS regulations, in other words, those before August 29, 2016, if you wanted to fly drones for commercial purposes, you were required to obtain a special exemption from the FAA, which was commonly referred to as a Section 333 exemption. All of those special approvals from the FAA required drone operators to have a license to fly a manned aircraft, such as a private pilot or sport pilot certificate. Now there are new drone rules under Part 107. After August 29, 2016, new rules apply to drone operations. The new rules are referred to as Part 107 after their location in the Code of Federal Regulations, which is officially 14 CFR 107. Under the new Part 107 rules, prospective commercial drone pilots no longer need a regular manned aircraft license, as mentioned above. Rather, a commercial drone pilot needs to obtain a remote pilot certificate with a small UAS rating. One of the requirements for obtaining the remote pilot certification is passing the Unmanned Aircraft FAA Knowledge Exam. The Part 107 Eligibility and Requirements. To be eligible for a remote pilot certificate, you need to satisfy the following four criteria. 1. Be 16 years old. 2. Speak and write English. 3. Be physically and mentally able to operate a drone safely. And 4. Pass the FAA Knowledge Exam. Now there are certain alcohol and drug restrictions. You are not allowed to operate as a pilot or crew member of a drone if you have consumed any alcohol within the 8-hour period prior to flight, or you're under the influence of alcohol, or you're using any drug that would cause you to be unsafe in the operation of a UAS, or you have a blood alcohol level of 0.04 or greater. Now, the FAA can suspend, revoke, or deny any remote pilot certificate for up to 1 year if they find a person to be in violation of the alcohol or drug policy. Next, we'll talk about the temporary remote pilot certificate. Once you pass your unmanned aircraft knowledge exam, which we know you will, you need to go to the FAA Integrated Airman Certificate and or Rating Application, or the IACRA, to fill out FAA Form 8710-13. If you're new to the site, which you likely will be, you'll first need to register your email address. Once you complete these steps, the FAA will issue you a temporary remote pilot certificate that is valid for 120 days. Next, we'll talk about the recurrent knowledge exam. Active remote pilots are required to take a recurrent knowledge exam every 24 calendar months in order to ensure that they're still fresh on the current regulations and restrictions that relate to commercial drone operations. The recurrent exam will cover 1. Applicable regulations relating to small UAS rating, privileges, limitations, and flight operation. 2. Airspace classification and operating requirements and flight restrictions affecting small UA operation. 3. Emergency procedures. 4. Crew resource management. 5. Aeronautical decision making and judgment. 6. Airport operations. And 7. Maintenance and pre-flight inspection procedures. Remote pilots must pass the recurrent knowledge exam within 24 calendar months of their previous exam. For instance, If someone passed their knowledge exam on June 15, 2017, they would be required to pass their recurrent knowledge exam before June 30th, 2019. If that same person chose to take the exam early, say on May 12, 2019, their next recurrent exam would need to be taken before May 31st, 2021. Now, there are certain things that Part 107 does not apply to. Part 107 applies to all commercial drone operations in the United States, but it does not apply to model aircraft, those operated for recreational use. Operations outside the United States, amateur rockets, moored balloons, unmanned free balloons, kites, public aircraft operations, or air carrier operations. Thanks for watching.